back to the Carrizo Plain. The recent California downpours had filled all the reservoirs. The drought was almost relieved, and just within a few months' time, things were looking very green for California. Dave and I were riding in the farmy mud to our first stop, Parkfield Cafe, which sits on the San Andreas fault line. Along the way we encountered some mud that was very doable, and honestly I was expecting way worse. Parkfield Cafe with one thing on our mind: them burgers. If you're seriously within a half-hour drive radius of this place, you better go check it out. There, we met a young guy from Virginia. He and his lady friend were traveling across the country via RV. He had an interesting perspective in the sense that he had only seen this place green. And for those who know, California is generally a brown state. He had found Parkfield, of all places, through a website called WorkCamper, where people can post temporary employment. We had an inspiring chat, ate our burgers, and headed out. I know what you're thinking. And the answer is yes, we should have. This road brought us to the intersection where actor James Dean died, known for the movie Rebel Without a Cause. There was a gas station nearby with a giant cutout of James Dean, and I wonder if this place would even be on a map if it weren't for him. Getting closer to the Carrizo, we started hitting the oil derricks, a largely unfamiliar sight for this New England boy. It was reminiscent of a movie set of some dystopian future, with the gloomy clouds overhead. Like today's version of a gold rush, a small town surrounded the area, and when the oil dries up, I'll bet it'll be uninhabited. This gave way to an amazing, twisty road, where we were able to dance our big bikes through the canyons. And loaded down with the 4 bundles of firewood we had got from the nearby town, we didn't want to push our limits. We had reached the campsite ready to set up tents and break out the winter jackets. Looking at the surroundings of the campsite, I was reminded of the last time we were here. I distinctly remember the sounds of coyotes yipping to each other in the early morning. Luckily, the firewood was really dry and really easy to light up. We set our can of beans over the fire and mixed it with freeze-dried chili. A lethal combination if you're sharing a tent with someone. When the night was over, I doubled up my sleeping bag and dozed off to the next day. Stick around for day 2 of this 2-part series, where I show you just how green everything is.